Hello, everyone. I'm Jesus, and welcome to the next episode of the Road to Old School MTG. Today, I went to the New Jersey Trading Card Game Convention, and I also met up with some old school players from the old school New York group, Sisters of the Flame. And as you can see here, I also got some old school goodies. So I want to mention all the things that happened today. So first of all, for the convention itself, July 23rd is today's date. This is the convention. It's a 2-day convention in New Jersey. It's going to go to Florida next month. Since I work tomorrow, Sunday, today was the only time I could go. And I'm definitely glad I did. It was a very fun event. And in the event, I met up with some players from the Sisters of the Flame. It is a New York City old school group, but really it encompasses all of New York and New Jersey. So through their Discord channel, I recently introduced myself through there, and then some of us coordinated to meet up there and play some old school. So it was really cool finally playing in-person old school with these guys. It was a fun event, and we hope to make it just getting together more often, making it more consistent. So the two games I played were Atlantic format and Singleton, 100 card Singleton. For the Singleton, I basically made a green and white deck over here, actually. And since it's 100 cards, I had to put in just what, I picked the best white cards I could, and then, white and green cards, and then after a while, it just ran out, and I had to put stuff like Mesa Pegasus. I ran out of revised or just original art, original frame cards. I had to use some Ice Age lands here and there. Occasion Scout, I would normally not use that. Things like that, right? So this is the actual 100 card deck that I used, and actually it did okay. But the main thing is that it was definitely a fun format. So I didn't give it the credit that it deserved before. I was procrastinating to join Singleton, but definitely now I am going to devote time and resources to that format. And actually, inside the con, I got certain cards specifically to boost up my Singleton deck. And the 100 card format is an original from this group, Sisters of the Flame. All right. And a bit more about the gaming. So also for Atlantic, I just took my current X Points deck, which is a mono black deck. And for the first time ever, I flipped, first of all, for the first time in a long time, honestly, maybe 2 decades, I played with cards in this age range, time date. Not since high school, after I graduated high school in 2000, that I play with these cards. So it was really, really cool. And honestly, for my Atlantic deck, like cards like Max Jet, Chaos Orb, I had never ever played with those cards. I just knew about them. So this was the first time I actually playing with them in person. I had 2 Chaos Orb flips, my first 2 ever in person, not counting online games, in person, and I got the flips both times. So pretty excited to see that. Yeah, the games were very, very fun. All right, so now looking at the goodies that I got here. So first of all, this playmat for the Thawing Glaciers art, the artist Jeff Menges. Hope one of those pronunciations is correct. He was there, which I knew. I looked up the convention artists. Also, 2 other ones were there, but he was the one I was interested in seeing. So I bought this playmat specifically for the Alice format. I wanted to have a different playmat because that uses a very different set of cards. And this is perfect because Thawing Glaciers is basically the default 4-of in nearly every deck. So I got the playmat for $35. He signed it right there on the spot. That was cool. I also bought these 4 sets of artist proofs from him, from Legends. So in the back, artist proofs are blank. So these were actually printed during the time of printing of antiquities. Actually, yeah, antiquities here. So these 4 are like that. They're all artist proofs from Jeff. He signed them on the spot, all of them. So for these 4, $65. The playmat $35. That was 100 even. In addition, he was signing whatever you wanted for $2 a signature. So I had him sign my full playset of Swords to Plowshares and a Lonely Grizzly Bears, mainly because this card is, I suspect, is one of my earliest ever. So kind of like as a memento, I wanted to have him sign it. It may possibly go in my Singleton deck, actually. 2/2 for 2 mana is actually pretty decent in Singleton. Actually, pretty decent in Old School, honestly. But it may be even more stronger in Singleton. So this could very well go into my Singleton deck. I found a 5th Swords to Plowshares in my personal collection. So that one will go in the Singleton deck. And then I'll keep these 4 on the side for my other Old School decks. Since it required a lot of flipping back and forth, I don't anticipate me. I'll try to, whenever I can, try to buy a couple of extra cards just so I can have a Singleton deck ready. So I have now 4 of these: red, green, white, black, and I just need the final green. I mean the final blue Gamegenic Squire, I believe it's called. I took 2 of these for 2 of the decks, and room extra to put all of these things that I bought. So one of those will be now for Singleton. So that ended up being to 110 that I spent just with him. Here, I believe it's like $80 between these cards here. So more for Alice, right? So for Alice, Alliance's Ice Age, the playmat, 3 Varchal's War Riders. I want to change my deck up and make it more aggressive. Maybe even just have a totally different game plan. I found one of these in my personal collection, so I wanted 5 more. This was 5. The other 2 were like 4, I believe, which is a pretty good price. I finished my Thawing Glaciers playset. Honestly, when I went there, I just thought I was gonna get like Old School stuff like this only. But it's nice to get these 2 Thawing Glaciers as well. $17. This one was like 15, I believe, which is pretty good prices actually. I got a 3rd Maze of Ith. This one is actually in pretty beat up. No, actually, now that I see it, played condition, moderately played. The front looks better than the back. For 18, which is also pretty decent. This one I intend to keep permanently in the Singleton deck. Since I have 2 other ones in, I believe, light play, a lot better condition. Those 2 are going to be in my Old School rotation. But as needed, every now and then I do think I did want to have a 3rd Maze of Ith. So I'll keep it in the Singleton deck, but I might flip it as needed to my other Old School decks. So Owls of Deep Shadow, another great card. $11 in light play. That's also a pretty good price. So I took it right there. Very nice condition here. And this is definitely for Singleton right here. There's just 1 Llanowar Elves, Burst of Paradise. After that, there's no 1 mana creature that produces mana other than also the Shadow, right? So even though my deck is green-white, nonetheless, this black mana just used as colorless can come in very handy. Then I had an opponent play this in their deck, and I thought it's a pretty decent card for Singleton, so I saw the opportunity. I believe I paid $4 for this. Rajan Spirit, 4 mana, 3/2. Target creature loses flying until end of turn. So definitely can be useful. Here I have Force of Nature. So this one, first of all, I do have a lot of cards coming in for Sisterton as well. Previously, since I knew the Sisters of the Flame group played 100 card Sisterton, and I knew my deck would be lacking, I already made an order that's coming in already. I'll make another video once I get that. But I was debating on the Force of Nature, and I didn't get it in that order, but then I just saw it available. I believe I paid $2 for this, revised in light play condition, $2. And I was playing the deck. Yeah, I think it's definitely, this could be a useful card. So I wanted to have it here. And these two I gotta double check with if this is allowed for these cards to be actually played with. The Sentinel Druid I would consider playing with, as well as the Battering Ram. Maybe not, but definitely the Sentinel Druid. And I know players have done that, where they use their artist proofs as cards. I mean, it's still the same card stock, if I am recalling correctly. Right, so from the same printer from the time of the actual set. So if it's allowable, I'll use this. If not, I just might buy a real one. But I'll see, maybe I can actually use these two, not just for collecting purposes, but actually for playing. All right, so this is a shorter video, just showing you guys some of the things that I got here. Oh, actually, prices. Mesa 5th, 18, and played moderately play condition. Like played $11 for the also the shadow. Like I said, 4 here, 2 here. 544. I ended up spending slightly less than $200 on all this, not counting the ticket price and food and whatnot. But of course, the experience of playing old school, as awesome as online playing is, and as convenient as it is, it hits different. Seeing your opponent right in front of you, playing the cards, interacting with the cards physically, is just Chaos Orb is a prime example of that. Just a really cool experience that I haven't felt. And honestly, I would not be exaggerating if I said 2 decades. So I'm happy to be back playing this. It just reinforces that I made the correct call and investing in this. Investing not as a monetary investment, investing as a personal investment, as is investment for myself. And this really inspires me to seek out more conventions whenever possible. So I'm sure this will be the first of many. Thank you for watching.